When it's all said and done, Stephen A., we're projecting, we're looking into the future. How will we look back at this trade?
Well, I think that depends on how good Andrew Wiggins ends up being. I think that if the Timberwolves end up getting Thaddeus Young, he's a really, really good player. He's not a star, but he's a better than solid player, incredibly athletic, runs the floor, gives a lot of energy, high character guy. I think you look at Andrew Wiggins, the jury is still out. Because, again, if you believe that Andrew Wiggins has the potential to be a star like I do eventually, then you know what? It might pan out. But if you believe like Skip believes, in terms of him being what he is, we all know the handle is suspect, the jump shot is streaky, but relatively suspect as well. It just doesn't simply compare to the 26 and 12 that Kevin Love put in last year and what he's capable of doing on a night-in, night-out basis, especially playing alongside LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, who I think is inching towards stardom himself. And so, for me, clearly the Cavaliers are getting the better end of this deal. There is no doubt about that. But somewhere along the way, there must be people who have a strong belief in Andrew Wiggins. He was the #1 overall pick in the draft. The thing is, so was Anthony Bennett, and we didn't even discover he could actually play professional basketball until March.
So I believe that history ultimately will conclude that the Cleveland Cavaliers stole Kevin Love. And I get it that in return, the T-Wolves got 2 #1 overall picks in Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Bennett. And they got the 12th pick in the draft now in Thaddeus Young. And I still don't think it was nearly enough. Again, I'm premature on this. I don't see superstardom. I don't see even Kevin Love kind of stardom in Andrew Wiggins. I hope I'm wrong about that. I don't think I will be. You just summarized what we haven't seen from Anthony Bennett. And Thaddeus Young is a nice player, Stephen A., but I keep reading the stories that he's seen as the replacement for Kevin Love. Seriously? Thaddeus Young has played, this will be his 8th year in the NBA. He's made no all-star teams, and even though last year he averaged 18 and 6 for the Sixers, they went 19 and 63 with Thaddeus Young. Was he that big a difference maker? No. So I'm sorry, I don't see enough, and I still don't understand why the Timberwolves didn't hold out longer, even though Kevin Love backed them into a corner and said, I will only sign with Cleveland. Well, you can say, uh-oh, all the leverage then goes to Cleveland. But the T-Wolves could say, well, you want him, you're going to have to wait on him. We want more. You could hold on to him all the way to the trade deadline, onto Kevin Love. You could say, we have to have Kyrie back for him. And you could play chicken with him. I don't know. You could maybe hold out and get a better overall deal than you got, because you need star power for star power, and I just don't think they got proven star power in return.
I still contend with you that they should have made the deal to ship Love to Golden State before all of this went down with LeBron in Cleveland. They really should have done that.
Okay. So they didn't. And once Kevin Love made his proclamation, I will only sign with the Cavaliers, then you can't blame Golden State for taking the deal off the table, because they don't want to rent Kevin Love and have to throw in, what was it, Klay Thompson on top of the rest of the players they were going to have to give, David Lee and Harrison Barnes. Go ahead.
They could have talked. They could have talked all they wanted to, Skip. It's one thing to proclaim you're not going to stay in Minnesota. But had he gotten traded to Golden State, then he would have been in a situation where you're a part of the Golden State squad with a Steph Curry and the rest of the crew, and you got a lot of potential with a better team out there out west. Are you going to leave that to go and make less money in Cleveland? You see, that's the issue here. One thing to leave Minnesota, because a lot of people would be willing to take less to get out of a purgatory-style situation that he felt clearly that he was in.
Okay.
But Golden State is not that scenario.
So now let's turn our sights to the team used to cover, the Philadelphia 76ers. What the heck are they doing? Because, again,
listen,
I love Nerlens Noel. Let me just say, coming off his knee reconstruction, and I'm told it's going very well. He looked good in the summer league. I'm not sure about Embiid's back, but he's going to be a star in this league because I believe it will heal.
Right.
But it's going to be a while. So what are you going to do for a while? I think you're going to be maybe even worse than you were last year, or no better.
I'm not going to go that far. They were 19-63 last year. They went 2 months without winning a game. Went from January 31st to March 29th without winning a single game. They lost 26 straight. They were beyond god-awful. So the reality is that there's nowhere to go for the Sixers but up. What I will say is that the combination of Michael Carter-Williams with Nerlens Noel, with Joel Embiid, assuming that he comes back at some point this upcoming season, I think that they've got a young nucleus in place that people could potentially get excited for because they have size, athleticism, and youth. But it's going to be a long time before they learn how to win, meaning a couple of years or so. But at least we don't anticipate that they'll tank this season the way they clearly tanked last season. The only knock that I would give against Philadelphia is that they're one of the top 5 markets in the country with an incredible basketball tradition. And they had cap space. I have no idea why the Philadelphia 76ers don't go about the business of trying to ingratiate themselves with some of these marquee players to say that Philadelphia should be a marquee destination for people moving forward, considering the cap space that they had. They really need to think big time instead of thinking like second-class citizens, to be quite honest with you.